The seventh commandment, you shall not steal. What does this mean?
You should fear and love God, so that you do not take our neighbor's money or possessions, or get them in any dishonest way, but help to improve and protect his possessions in his land.
Ten Commandments, real simple. In fact, the Jews call them the 10 words. And they're 10 words with the Hebrew not in front of it. You remember that back in the old days, not, was a general response in the young lingo. It's steal, not. You're just not going to do that. And you shall not steal. And I remember back. My dear brother, one of my dear brothers, there's 12 of us boys in the family, so to protect the not so innocent, I won't mention his name, but he was 5 years old at the time, and we went, as we always did, when we went to Fairbanks, we'd go to Burger King because the manager had compassion on us and said if we ordered hamburgers, he would throw in the fries and the drinks for free. He'd grown up in a big family, and that was the deal. So we always went to Burger King, and we always went to Fred Meyer's. And Fred Meyer's, that was a happening place. I mean, there was the Bentley Mall. I think there was all 10 stores, and then a pain pack on one side and Safeway on the other. But Fred Meyer's was the place to go. And whatever money we had, we'd buy a few trinkets, and it was just fun walking around Fred Meyer and coveting. I mean, looking at the merchandise. Well, we got in our big old Dodge van, and about 16 of us kids, and my little brother, not to mention his name, he started handing out gum. Well, it was a little surprising because he wasn't normally real generous, neither were the rest of us. You kind of hoard things like that. And here he was surprisingly generous, and he was handing out gum. I think it was a plenty pack of the juicy fruit. And we said, where'd you get that money? Well, I didn't have any money. Well, how did you get the gum, man? Well, I found it. Where'd you find it? Well, by the candy rack. It was laying on the floor. Well, even if it's on the floor, if you didn't pay for it, it's not yours. And so Dad, he turned the old Dodge van around, went back to Fred Meyer's, and we waited out in the van. He went in, asked where the manager's office was. It was upstairs, and took him upstairs, had him wait in the hall, and visit with the manager. And he says, I am so sorry. My son took a pack of gum. He said, oh, sir, that's the least of our worries. Don't worry about it. He said, we got thousands of dollars of merchandise to walk out of the store. A pack of gum isn't anything. I'm sure you're going to get after him. I appreciate parents like you. He says, no. He says, I want to teach my son a lesson. And he's got to apologize. He said, oh, okay. He said, make sure it looks good. And so he gets as straight as face as he could. The manager does. And my little brother walks in, and he's about this tall, And a desk is about that tall, And here's this huge desk, and there's this guy sitting behind it. And he comes up and he looked right at the floor and he says, I'm so sorry, Freddie. I stole your gum. He thought that was Fred Meyer sitting behind that desk. Well, he never did steal after that. It was quite an impressionable experience, not unlike my other brother, who also remained unnamed. He wound up doing time in a juvenile facility. And he was working at a radio station at night, went upstairs, there was a contractor in offices up there, slipped a check out in the middle of the business checkbook, wrote it out to himself, and tried to deposit it in the bank my sister worked at. He was caught.